Hi guys, welcome to the Sky Rider channel. Today we're going to talk about riding on motorways. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and there are dozens of valid reasons why people avoid motorways. But if you do have to choose to travel on a stretch of motorway, here is what I recommend. I hope new riders will find these kind of tips useful. Again, I've searched the internet and watched other YouTube videos, and here is what I have summarized. In the last 12 months, I've covered probably about 2,000 motorway miles just for my daily commute. So, and a lot of these things I find useful for me as a relatively new rider, and I hope I can share that with everyone. The first thing I'd say with any of the trips you want to do, long distance, especially motorway trip, is good planning. You need to plan ahead in terms of distance, the fuel you're going to need, and the kind of clothing you need for your journey. So before setting off on your first motorway trip, you have a few things to check. For example, your tyres front and back, not only the tread, but check the conditions. In case you have any nails or anything sharp that's stuck inside. Okay, so something is stuck inside the tyre now. Probably need to check the tyre pressure, see if it's gone down. I probably need to. The worst thing is got to get a new tyre because of that, because you can't run the risk. There's something else in there. Check your brakes, make sure it's good. And your lights, not just the main beam, the indicators, etc. And the usual things. Check fuel, if there's enough fuel to get you from place to place. And the chain is very important. Make sure it's well lubed, and any slack, anything needs to be picked up. Otherwise you don't want to have a nasty accident while you're riding halfway through. If you just want to experiment, what is it like to ride on the motorway, I'd say, if you're a car driver as well, or if you're familiar with certain parts of the motorway, just take a small stretch, maybe 5-10 miles, and have a feel before you plan any long trips. Definitely have a little practice before you're going on big trips. You would need to be alert and sustain a good level of concentration when you're riding on motorways, because there's so many fast-moving cars, vans, lorries, that you need to know what's going on around you. So use your mirrors and have a good look out. At the same time, try not to stiffen up too much on the motorway. I know it can be stressful, but try and relax, because if you're doing all the right things, you shouldn't be worrying about it. If you're not sure, just take it slowly, take it easily, not too slow, because too slow is not safe anyway. Like right now, just sit in the slow lane and see what's happening. Get a feel before you move on. When you decide you want to change lane, make sure you use your mirrors and signals and do your shoulder check, a lifesaver, before you pull out of your lane. I know the lanes are a lot wider, and that's why I tend to use the first and second lanes a lot, because you got a lot more room there, so it creates a bubble of safety there, if you like. The next thing is when you're passing lorries. It's not too bad in the dry, but in the wet you're going to get spray, you're going to get lots of bad, windy conditions. So my recommendation is stay a good distance, kind of like not hold on to your handlebars too tight, because then your control's affected, but at the same time be aware of this wind effect. Now when you move on to the fast lanes, personally I don't ride in fast lanes all the time. Some people do. I'm a bit of chicken, because I'm worried if anything happens on the opposite side of the motorway, if shit happens, that's probably going to come over this way, and I don't want to be hit by anything that's unexpected. And also your fuel economy will be affected if you keep going on at a very high speed, especially for a small engine bike like my 500cc one. So going at 75 to 80 miles an hour will bring down the fuel economy by quite a bit. Try to give yourself plenty of time and space to react to anything. For example, a slow moving lorry, then a car's going to try and squeeze into a different lane, and so you just got to plan ahead and pretend or imagine that other drivers don't see you easily. So definitely plan ahead, and one way of keeping a good distance is using the white markers on the side of the motorway, but you get used to you know, what kind of following distance you should be now between me and the car in front. That's pretty much it's kind of standard, quite good. But again, you know, always have a look out, and sometimes just check who's behind me, you know, what's behind me, and other cars getting too close, and I need to just move out of the way a little bit if they're becoming stupid, because this is not a racetrack, to be honest. You know. Try not to ride too far to the left if you're in the slow lane, because that creates a bit of confusion for some of the drivers behind you. They may think there's enough space to pass you, so if they do push through, then you put yourself into a bit of danger. Another thing is get into the lanes you need to be in good time. You don't want to make last minute changes, because again that would affect how other people react to your actions. And so again, it's all down to planning, forward planning, and look ahead, maybe not just the car in front but a few other cars, and see what's happening. You know, slow down in good time. Another tip is try to be as smooth as you can, so your acceleration, deceleration, you know, make it in good time, so don't rush it. I hope new riders have found this video useful. If you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, you can like and subscribe to my channel.